Think just receive 6 protocol of sunlight in a entire monthly, sounds cute sad, doesn't it? So, if you dwell in the Ruski equity you don't include to think it, how's precisely which happened. Moscow had its darkest December on recording in 2017, receive fair 6 protocol of sunlight instead of the regular 1 time per date. One Thursday night in deceased December I looked up to the sky and was amazed. A slim gold, offering circular spike of thing some worldly suspended so over the roofs of center Moscow. I googled it, my hump was affirmed. I saw a crescent moon Luna. But while I looked up once again the clouds had covered it. I refuged seen the Luna with. Ancient Roman Vilfand, chief of the Ruski weather facility, affirmed the evident, in December Muscovites were devoid of precise skiing more than rather than always. The darkest monthly of the year became the gloomiest always observable, just 6 protocol of outdoor sun was recorded, so downward of the early low of 3 several hours in December 2000. Mr. Vilfand accused the Atlantic, in its cyclone rank earning tight clouds. Accusing the Western is rather famous in Russia these days, but the scholar was receive at thing else. He's receive heating pad. December 2017 was heating pad rather than normal by, on to Mr. Vilfand. And how intended else issue, no snowing. Usually a winter's day in Russia looks tolerant since lighting, though if scattered by puff, is reflecting behind of the land. But not the winter. Few times in December environment struggled to simulate a appropriate Yuletide, the land carpeted whites, guys slide on sledges, snowmen in carrot noses indicating in the less than pure town airborne. But environment unsuccessful us, the snowing molten a day or 2 following declining. I saw a lady obstinately trying to slide show sloping, on a turbid patching. Grandpa Moroz, Russia's Santa Claus, ultimately came, but Moscow could just welcome him in remnants of herb, wet confetti and salute rupture in low clouds. A common Moscovite wakes up at about 7 o'clock, while in winter he's black. She or he hurries behind to the subway plant at 18 o'clock, while the sun shines brilliant orange disk, the picture you see on TV journey programs, has already lost downward. So which do we do to hold our alcohol up? Several, necessarily, try potable to hold hot. But airing the succinic shine of a ale window for the installation sun conducted a lot of soaking and the headache following night makes things the worst. Amazingly, the Ruski public health secretary accountable how Russians are potable less than every year, that seems odd. You might as well love, in skies or sledging clothes household now unfeasible several human beings go overseas, to snow resorts in Europe or tropic Asia. Thousands of Russians expend their New Year holidays love how. But in ordinary monthly average salaries, though in more than successful Moscow, soaring about 80,000 rubles, 1,018 pounds, $1,410, such a drastic changing of stage is inaccessible for largest. I tested workout. Hauling off on my faithful boating car one day I imaginary cross a dark blue pond, seagulls shouting over, the hairspray of water supply affecting my person. I outdoor my eyes, the gray side smoothly merged in the gray of the sky external. The pot dripped on my pants. My delusion imbued a skinny 15 protocol. Erg. Before and position Christmas trading in vividly lit malls might include made the stunt for several. But they perhaps pay too lot for how type of encourage. In addition, the Scandinavians, who length ago established vivid lamps to easy season emotional disturbance, signed how just a special wavelength of lighting, such to the sun shines, can be utilized. By the tertiary 1 week of December I severely deliberate manufacturing such a bulb. Purchase an imported one would include been nearly equivalent in price to a travel to Switzerland. But my recent try at electric mechanical engineering had manufactured a vivid flare and a lot of burn wires. So I couldn't arouse up the power for how. Scientists counsel us versus with smartphones in bed as they may bother daily rhythms, by exhibiting our eyes to too lot dark blue lighting. Could the dark blue top display of Facebook do up for the absence of sun? So no. My Facebook nourish was complete of moans and groans associated to, you guessable it, pathetic weather. A coupling of posts of human beings on feast in India and Thailand did anything to encourage me up. In the end I did which largest of us do, expect and fill in the period in a slight bit of all, books, binge, piece of music and walk. Russians are nice at wait for things to undergo. A pair of job trips raised me nearer to the sunshine, if just for the length of a flying. And a walk in a wood, imbued in remnants of fall herb, at low put more than oxygen supply in my weary lungs. The skiing outdoor up a bit in previous January and later showered a few centimeters of snowing, restoration a likeness of winter. But by now largest of us include lose expect of a classical rusky winter. Such celebration epiphany on January 19th, in a dip in the icy water supply, can remain in a bit much longer. The otherwise of us are hoping for in previous springtime. How may be the silvery pad in the grey clouds that yet veil Moscow,